Tony Awards were a very, it was a stiff competition this year.
The place of my people. Good morning. It is the week of June 9th. Astrologically, it's supposed to be a good week this week. I don't put all of my weight in astrology. Like, I don't think it's like, yes, it says this, so it's definitely going to be that. Like, I'm not like that. Or like, these signs I definitely don't like. But I do think it's interesting, and I do try to use it to like just understand where my energy is, and try to like take as much opportunity of where, like, I don't know, the universe's energy is. And yeah, I just find it very interesting. I've got a lot going on. It's a busier week for me than normal, but also not really. I'm just doing like more fun things than I normally do. I am going to the ballet with my friend. I have other mundane things like eye doctor appointments and going to the gym and doing work. Also, in case you were new here and didn't know, I got laid off in February. So I've been laid off for a little bit. I've heard from a lot of different people that they're being laid off anywhere from like, honestly, like 6 to 12 months. So not at all stressful or anxiety inducing or frustrating. I work in tech. I work on the marketing side. It's a very competitive time right now. A lot of people have been laid off. A lot of very talented people have been laid off. And I think a lot of marketing teams are just like struggling right now. Just anecdotal stuff that I've heard from people I either worked with or that I respect in the industry. So I think it's a weird time for marketing. It's a weird time for tech, and lucky for me, those times are overlapping. And yeah. I will probably reflect more on being laid off later in this video, perhaps when I have a full face on, because I don't know. All right, let's get this day started. So I'm gonna do gym today. I'm doing weights today, and then I'll probably walk a little bit, but it's not a heavy cardio day today. And then I think I'm gonna try, we'll see, to go to Trader Joe's because I just like need some flowers in my space. I don't have any flowers in the space right now, and I need to liven it up a little bit.
Anyways, because we don't have the context.
You don't?
She brought it
This
up.
is
Someone's family and their kids.
Yes.
And I think it's.
And you don't know the full story.
Ugh. Ah! Ah! This is so scary. This is really scary, you guys. Ew. Ew. Don't love this angle. I'm gonna move you back 3 paces. Gross. Okay, so I've switched over into the day. I'm switching over into writing for my website, reinvention.com. Hi, I'm Anna. And I'm a lifestyle writer. And I write about sex, tech, life, and style on my website, reinvention.com. Anyways. Still working on the elevator pitch. Anyways, so I am writing about... I'm still working through it, but basically the former founder, Tim, I believe it's pronounced Stokely, his last name, founded another site called subs.com. And I'm just writing about that. Specifically, like, I don't know, when I look at that site and I look at the way it's marketed, there's a couple things in it that make me go, okay. I think that the thing, OnlyFans is really complicated. And again, if you didn't know this about me, I'm like a retired sex worker. So I've like been in the industry, I've like done the thing, like fucking whatever. And I think that OnlyFans really changed the industry. Good and bad, I think it's great that there are a lot of people that have autonomy over their work and are able to make really substantial incomes, and not have to navigate certain parts of the adult industry, right? Specifically with porn. But I also think that for a lot of people on OnlyFans specifically are not making that much money. Like the average, creator, and the fact that we call them creators now is really interesting, is not making that much money. So I think it's really interesting when stuff like this, like subs, launches, and I look at their marketing. A lot of, OnlyFans, this particular founder, has always been kind of weird and like seedy and dicey, and I get it. It's like porn or whatever, so like we think that that's what it's supposed to be, but I don't think it has to be that way. And so yeah, I guess I've gone off on a tangent now, but I'm kind of just looking at how they market themselves, how they are marketing themselves as a differentiator to OnlyFans. There's a couple like features that I think are pretty substantial and pretty good, to be fair, and worth, promoting. But I don't know, I just think that their marketing is interesting. It's a little predatory, and I think that even we, OnlyFans has started to do this. We start really talking about how it's not just a platform for porn. It's not just a sex platform. It's for comedians. I know they had Whitney Cummings like do some stuff for them. Like it's all of these things, and I guess I sometimes take issue with the way that we have sanitized sex work. I'm a content creator. I'm a retired content creator turned former content creator. My hair is crazy today. So that's what I'm writing about. Hopefully by the time I put this on YouTube, that will be there so that you can go read this and you're not listening to my ramblings and rantings and see what it ended with. Because when I write about stuff like this, you usually have a starting mindset that somehow changes throughout the process. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. This week feels heavy, very heavy. There's a lot going on in the country, in the world, and it's all fucking sick and disgusting. And I don't have the best words to poetically say that. I will try to link in the description some support resources that I've seen for those being affected and impacted by the ICE raids in LA and across the country. I don't know how to do this right or say this right. So, yeah, those will be in the description, somewhere in the description. But with that, today's Wednesday. I'm so excited. I have an eye doctor appointment, which just like a yearly checkup or whatever. You should be getting your eyes checked once a year. You should also be getting a skin exam once a year, at least like preventative or whatever. So I'm gonna do that, and then it's like not that far from my gym, so I'm just gonna go to the gym after. Normally I go to the gym a little later in the day, but you know, it doesn't make sense to like drive back and go over there. So yeah, I did some work earlier this morning. After that, I'm probably gonna come back, do some work, and that's my super glamorous, exciting day. We're a Tom Ford couple. Any subheads? Excited for tonight. It's date night. I scheduled this a couple weeks ago because I always want to go mini golfing. I've gone mini golfing before. It's not like brand new or anything like that, but I don't make the time, so you schedule things to make the time for them. So tonight we're going mini golfing, and then we're going to tapas for dinner. One of my favorite tapas places. It is in Evanston, but it's really good. That's all I can say. What fragrance should I wear? Ugh, nasty overhead light. On mind, I've got the Marrakesh by I.C.E. I don't know, I've heard people pronounce it I.C.E. lately. It's I.C.E., right? I don't fucking know. Anyways, it's kind of spicy. It's nice. What I could be really into... this is very nice too. This is from Replica, the Maison Margiela, their brand. This is their Never Ending Summer. It's supposed to be modeled after an Aperol Spritz. I fucking love it. I love it. Because it's still that spice, and it's like a little boozy, but then it's like there's that, you know, that citrus note to it, and it's just, it's really, I do like that. But I think that it's date night. This is sentimental. This was like my first expensive fragrance, one of my first expensive fragrances when I started getting into fragrances. I would say that my first niche fragrance, I don't know what my first niche is. Probably this bad boy. It's actually probably my first niche. Or actually, no, black citrus. That was probably my first niche. Intro to perfume, what really got me head over heels was the Elizabeth and James Nirvana bourbon. Boozy, sweet, vanilla-y. Also, how good is this packaging? This is like so fun. And I even think that the smaller ones were even better. Like, this just looks like a fucking, I don't know, sexy little lighter. This is their black one. This one is much sweeter. Like, yeah, very different. Obviously they discontinued these. I had a small one of these, but I finally went through it. I don't know when they discontinued these, but I found one online like in 2023, and I think they can discontinue these in like 2019 on like fragrance.net, and so you can still get it, but I do use these both very sparingly. I might, just for old time's sakes, buy a larger size of this. We'll see. Oh geez. The OGs to my fragrance collection. Anyways, okay, I am running late. Not that we had a scheduled time or anything. So let's go mini golfing. Hopefully I win. I'm casual. I don't think I'm gonna bring a purse because I don't know. I'm a woman and I'm going on a date. So what would I need? I need money for. Just kidding. Oh, Halloween. Okay, that's good. Outback. Australians have really hot accents, don't you think?
Australians?
Yeah, I think they have hot accents. My Siri in an Australian accent because I think it's hot. Uh-oh. So you have to make it over, and I did not. Let's see. Oh, they cheated. This one I remember being really hard because it's like separated into 3 different levels, which is crazy if you think about it. These fucking eels. These are so creepy. And then there's like, I don't know, new wave fish. I think eels are creepy anyways. I don't like eels. I feel like they're up to something. Oh my god, look where we are. We're at the Greek ruins. Wow, the place of my people. That's amazing. Oh, it has teeth. It's creepy.
It's got 1 tooth.
Ah.
It was a stiff competition this year. Like, it was one of the...
Off with our marinated salmon roe and a sprig of dill. Chef recommends you enjoy these in 1 to 2 bites. Here are our Ferrone Adria olives. Both our traditional and our modern. Chef recommends you start with traditional, which have been filled with our pepino and parpara peppers, as well as a little bit of anchovy. Then make your way on over to our modern olives, which have undergone our spherification process, giving them a little bit of a membrane on the outside. So I will warn you, when you bite into them, they will pop in your mouth.
Oh.
I'll leave these with you. Please enjoy.
I'm most excited about this. So, look, it's like a little sphere. How cute. Cheers.
So you're just tossing it back?
I think so. That's fun.
That was a gusher.
That is it is quite literally gushers.
Yeah.
It's like a savory gusher.
Patty goes to see Nicole and says it's wonderful. She was like, it was amazing, like, blah, 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 blah. She did so good.
Ever had like black truffle and
Cute.
Giving Cosmo and Wanda.
50% butter, 50% potato.
Oh.
Extremely healthy.
Okay, since the internet loves honesty and transparency, allegedly, I don't know if I believe that. I think people like curated honesty and transparency. Anyways, you know, so this is my second time being laid off in 2 years. Both times were not of my choosing. Obviously, and it had nothing to do with my work. Both had to do with, you know, business needs, and the second time the company I worked for was acquired, and there was a redundancy in roles. And prior to that, you know, I'd been through a lot of layoffs. There were a lot of layoffs that year that I worked there, and it was really stressful. Like, it was like at the end of every quarter, it's like, okay, am I gonna get laid off? Am I gonna get laid off? Like, it was just all of this, like, stress. And when I got laid off in February, I wasn't like shocked or surprised. It was kind of like, oh, okay, this is the one the layoff that I couldn't make it out of, right? Like, this is the one. It's hard because, oh God, the job market's fucking terrible. And I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, it's really stressful. I have really good days. I have really bad days. I have days where I feel like I'm doing everything wrong and I'm stupid and I'm dumb and I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm in over my head and I'm unqualified and I have all of these voices of imposter syndrome that come into my head. And then I have days where I'm like, no, I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm smart. I'm good at what I do. And I generally do believe that. Like, exacerbated by some of my, you know, my previous work. You don't know, I used to work in adult entertainment, and I've written quite a lot about that. But, you know, I sometimes have this feeling, like, transparently, that that's all I'll ever be good at, and that's all I'll ever be successful at is porn. And I was by no means successful, you know, in terms of like the top 1%. Like, you know, like I was never like that. Like, that wasn't my career, and because it's not what I wanted. It was just, for me at that point in my life, was a means for me to make money. And I sometimes in my head get this fear that, you know, that's, again, all I'll ever be good at. And that's like where my career is going to end. Or that I'll have to go back to that and rely solely on that. And I don't want to do that. I really like working in tech. I like working on complicated products. I like having to market things that are difficult to market or that you have to like really think about. And I like the strategy of social. I think it's fun. And so it's hard for me because sometimes those thoughts about just being good for sex work and that's all, you know, I'm good at come into my head. And I'm not saying that that's like an unworthy career or anything like that. Like, you can be whatever the fuck you want and do whatever the fuck you want. I think that that's great. You know, it's just sex work is not and was not for me or ever where I wanted to see my career go. So yeah, you know, it's hard, and in all of my layoff, I have found that overwhelmingly what has helped me is to keep abundantly busy with other things. And I was laid off, and that's when I launched my website, and kind of really put down, you know, the bricks and laid the foundation for that. Of like, what do I want things to look like? What do I want the navigation to be? What do I want the design to be? Like, what content is in there? And then, you know, obviously have kept that going. And in this layoff, I'm obviously still working on that. I think it's like, and I enjoy working on it. I enjoy like getting to write about, you know, what I think the new OnlyFans is, or getting to write about social media and Duolingo, or getting to write style and fashion guides. Like, I genuinely love doing that shit. I also think that it is really important to stick to schedule. Stay in 9 to 5, stay in 9 to 6, stay in like whatever it is, you know, keep that consistent sleep pattern, keep a gym pattern if you like whatever it is, stay in that, because the minute that, at least for me, that I fell out of that the first time I was laid off, it was really hard for me to get back on track. And I did get a little depressed, like, duh, you know? I think also having something to look forward to is really important, even if that's something as mundane as like, I don't know, going to a particular flower store, or going to a different area to hike, or like whatever, going to dinner with your friend, like whatever it is, have something to look forward to. Yeah, I don't know. It is almost time for my therapy. Clearly that was my therapy talk to you. So I'm going to wrap up a little bit of final thoughts for my writing. Hi there. So thanks for joining me. How do you like weekly vlogs? Obviously, this week was a lot more stacked and packed for me than it normally is, but you know, I guess that's what makes things interesting or whatever. I have to do the thing that I always do. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, or consider subscribing to me. Let me know in the comments if you like vlogs or what else you would like to see. I'm working on sitting down, refining my editing, and building out some stuff about, you know, building out your personal style. By the way, that's what I'm wearing today. Very cute little library outfit. I don't know. It feels very library to me. I don't know if it is library. It's not library. It's like schoolgirl, which is like library adjacent. Anyways, so yeah, do that. Go check out my website, honeyfetter.com, where I write about sex, tech, life, and style. Thanks so much again for joining me. I hope that you have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whatever you're doing. Suck and fuck fest. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what freaky stuff you're into. But I'll talk to you later. Bye.